drivers on the start line for the Superlight 125 class. Sorry, no, this is a ProTwins. ProTwins. Talking spray here. Dramas for Sarah Elliott. Had a crash in the 250 production race and she stalled, put her hand up there on bike number 8. The important thing is she's actually back on the track now and she's going to hunt some down people. Had a bad weekend for her actually. She crashed on pothole there on the 650 yesterday and was stuck out there for a couple of races in the warm conditions here at Ruapuna. Weather improving. I've had a look outside. Weather's improving definitely. It's looking good out there. There's more dry patches on the track than there are wets. In terms of tyre choice and all that sort of thing, Gavin Veltmeyer joins us, an expert in this class. What's everyone out there on?
Well, I think it's a bit of a mixed bag actually, Spider. I just helped Doug Stockwell put some wets on, so he's definitely got wets on, and I know some of the local boys have gone that way as well. I would say the way Royd's going, he's possibly got wets on too, but hey, I guess it can get slippery, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, what about the deterioration of wets in this, at the level of this, you know, because it is mostly dry. I mean, I wouldn't think it'd be a wet track at the moment, but the riders have seen off into the distance and got their weather forecasting sorted. So what about the deterioration you'd expect?
Yeah, well, it's going to be reasonably high because I don't think we're going to get any more rain, which is unfortunate. But trackside, it looked dodgy down the front straight, and just as we were thinking about putting a front wet on, the rain came down, and so yeah, Doug's got full wets on, but he's going okay. I think he's 4th or 5th, and hey, nobody's getting away like they were yesterday, and I think there's a change with the lead there.
Yeah, certainly Rod Walker-Holt had it almost his own way on the bike number 12, but I see him slip back into 2nd place as we're looking for the bike coming across the head to Nick Southerwood. He's shaking his head, but Nick Southerwood, Nick. Is it Southerwood or Southerwood?
Southerwood, and yeah, shaking the head, that's very normal.
Why would he be doing that?
I don't know. I think he puts the other riders off, and it can work actually, so psychological maybe.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good answer. And the ProTwins has increased the size of the field this year. Last year they were running as a class within a class. There was a Superlight Formula 3 bikes and the ProTwins out there, but they've built their numbers up a bit. The unfortunate thing is we've lost Hamish Murphy, the New Zealand champion. Who's that? Doug. Oh, touchy bargy. What? Everyone's upright.
Yeah.
What happened there?
I think Doug actually went for a move on Nick actually, and it didn't quite happen. But everybody's still on, and I think he's going to come back. He's going to have Royd, I think. So yeah, interesting racing here.
Doug Stockwell, that is, Doug Stockwell. They're all SV650 Suzuki mounted, apart from the bright yellow bike of Nick Smith from the New Plymouth area, and she's sponsored by Kiwi Bike Insurance. Did her first New Zealand Championship campaign last year and really enjoyed the South Island. I don't think she'd ever been down the South Island. Enjoyed wandering around the place and having a look, and enjoyed her racing. Absolutely lovely girl to have in the pits, and competitive. Oh, she's competitive all right, and she decided to come back down this year, so missed a couple of the Winter Series races while she was sort of saving up the pennies and getting her stuff sorted out to rebuild the boat. Is that Aaron Sherrell? Aaron Sherrell, sorry, I had his name wrong there. Aaron Sherrell on the Man-About Glass bike. That's he'll be sitting in there in 6th spot as well, but he seems to be moving up. Nick Southerwood comes round the big sweeper there. Hello, somebody sitting up round that big sweeper. Who was that? Was that Doug Stockwell?
I think it was.
What went on there? A bit more touchy-bargy? This is...
He must be feeling the conditions, and he's having a couple of slides by the looks of it. So, but he's a seasoned campaigner, and he's semi under control, I think.
So I mentioned Aaron Sherrell there. He's gone up in a lap from 6th to 4th spot. Didn't have the best of runs yesterday. Oh, he got 6th yesterday. We had a win from Roy Walker-Holt, Nick Southerwood in 2nd place, Jordan Knowles, Doug Stockwell, Neil Martin, Aaron Sherrell, Dean James, Nicky Smith, Robert Whittle, Jeff Kelly and Angel Bunk. I'll tell you, take my hat off to a couple of people. Dean James blew an engine up yesterday, and some of the guys, I think it was Jeff Kelly on that lent him a spare motor, and it took an hour and a half to change it. Nicky Smith, mechanic, helped change that motor over, and it's a sport. Why would you do that to a fellow competitor? Because you're a sportsman and you'd rather beat them on the track. So a thrown rod, an hour and a half later, a borrowed motor, borrowed mechanics, and back out on the track for qualifying. So that's our local man, Dean James. Thank you to the support for that. So Nick Southerwood's having it all his own way at the moment. I don't know whether he knows what's going on. There's a fair old ding-dong going on behind him, but Nick Southerwood there, fastest lap of 151.394, 151.394. We were in the 143s yesterday. So substantial difference. Everyone's sort of, well, it depends on the tyre choice, whether it's slowing them down, and the track temperature as well. Track, I would say, is nearly about 95% dry. There's no pooling water likely to be around on this track, and certainly in those last conditions.
No, not at all, Spider. It's there's no puddles or anything, and there's quite a dry line. There might be still some slippery conditions because the track temperature's obviously dropped, and there's still, like you say, they're 7 seconds off what they were doing yesterday. So as the conditions get better, they'll probably pick up a bit of pace. But then the guys with the wets are going to suffer a bit because they're going to go all spongy and soft, and they'll be horrible to ride on.
There's the old trick. He must have a bloody irritating itch in his ear, because every lap he goes across the start finish line, Nick Southerwood shakes his head. Doug Stuckwell now the fastest man on the track, with the only man under the 150s with a 1:49.903. We're just going to change the headset across from Gavin Veltmeyer. Gavin's going to stick around, and we're going to go across to Bailey Perriton. A couple of things with Bailey is, man, what an awesome ride there out in the 250 production class. We'll talk about that later, but right now you are also a 650 Pro Twin rider.
Yes, I am. I've been riding the SV 650 now for probably 4 or 5 months, and yeah, I've been going quite well on it, but this year we kind of wanted to just focus on the 250 and maybe give the 650s a go next year.
So would you like to be out there amongst this right now?
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting, I think.
Where would you see yourself placed in the field?
I'm not sure. Definitely, possibly the top 5. So.
And we saw you out there. What a absolutely awesome race with Jake Lewis. What did you have the lead coming near onto the front straight, and then Jake just come through?
Yeah, it was an awesome race. It was a bit of a bugger, but oh well, it was awesome racing, and you know it's awesome to race with the European Junior Cup champ, and you just learn so much off those kind of guys, and yeah, it's awesome. Luke
Burgess was down in lap times. He had a pit lane start, and I sort of expect him to be up there a bit in lap times. Do you know whether he had issues, or he just sort of thought, right, I'm just going to use my head and go through there, because the track was definitely damp at the time?
I'm not sure. I looked across, and I seen him in pit lane when I was on the grid, but oh well, I think he moved up into 4th.
Yeah, he moved up through the field, but he didn't sort of light it on fire like I sort of maybe expected. Here we go, we've got closing up of the gap now as we go across the start-finish straight. The quickest man on the track in the 48.3s is Roy Walker-Holt. Now, he's half a second quicker than the leader, Nick Southerwood, and there's only 0.2 of a second in it. So, action aplenty here for the Pro Twins, and I'm just going to find my program. It's all lost as a... find the program and find out even who sponsors this one. But Roy Walker-Holt definitely making the close in. And who's that in 3rd place? That's Doug Stockwell closing in there as well as they go through pothole, and not too far behind is Neil Martin there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've seen plenty of changes in the last couple of laps. The track is now just about fully dry. The temperature's warm enough to doing that. So it is Nick Southerwood coming through there. While I say Roy Walker-Holt's closing in there, the man that's coming through faster than anyone else, I think, is Doug Stockwell in 3rd place. There's 3-4 bike lengths between 1st and 2nd, 3 to 4 between 2nd and 3rd, and as I say that, the gap between 2nd and 3rd sort of opens up a little bit, and Roy Walker-Holt seems to be very, very fast through here. He comes around the big Nanas curve, and where do you think he's going to be doing his passing, Bailey?
Well, it could be here. Oh no.
Here, at the track.
Or on that corner he just went to. So. But no, I think yeah, they're all doing good times for the conditions. So, yeah, and it's quite a close race between those 3. So yeah, it should be interesting.
So who's quickest on the track at the moment in terms of lap times? It's Roy Walker-Holt, but I expect to see a change of that. I would suspect that Doug Stockwell's the quickest man out there at the moment. We're just going to wait. They're coming around the big sweeper there onto the front straight. Just shortly, there they are, apexing at Nick Southerwood there. Watch him shake his head. I don't know why I'm obsessed by this, but maybe the guy's got OCD and not crossing the line quick enough. If he's got OCD, I'll tell you a good trick to play on people with that. Well, not really a trick. Give him a picture of the Leaning Town Pisa. They don't know whether to put it upright or put the tower right, but Roy Walker-Holt goes through on the inside. Yes, he's got the lead there. Indeed, fastest man that lap with a 1:48.847, but he's got the lead there. Nick Southerwood tries back there. What happened there, Damien? Sorry, Bailey.
Well, Luke, not Luke. Roy, yeah, that was a good manoeuvre from Roy.
That was off the end of the front straight. I sort of caught some of it, then I went away to somewhere else. But, yeah, so how did it develop?
Yeah, well, I think Roy just got into Nick's slipstream and was able to just go up the inside. That's quite a good corner to pass people on as well. So.
All right, looking out for the action, the fastest man on the track, and indeed the leader now, is bike number 12, Royd Walker-Holt from Auckland. He's run a few 250s over the time and decided to step up, and looks like that's paying off here for the New Zealand Superbike Championships, the first round, 2014. This is the second race. Just looking out for the results for the first one. Royd also qualified on pole. Now here at the New Zealand Superbike Championships for 2014, the pole position getter in the qualifying gets 1 point, and that might be enough to alter the championship, and certainly Royd looking for a clean sweep here. We've got 3 laps to go in the second race for the weekend. I can't even tell you what's coming up next because somebody's walked out with the program. I've looked everywhere. I had the program before, but somebody's actually walked out with my program. Thank you, that person, whoever it is. Lucky I didn't have to pay for it. No, it's gone. It's gone. Anyway, let's get back on the track. We're expecting two laps to go, 8-lap race here, and Royd Walker-Holt's got it all on his own. There goes Nick Southerwood there, about 100 metres behind. He's looking behind himself now. He's looking behind himself because bike number 33, Doug Stockwell, is starting to hunt him down and hunting them down quite well. There's Neil Martin goes through there on the Team Hard On Racing machine, number 98, Aaron Sherrell on 48, the Man About Glass machine, Jordan Knowles, Jeff Kelly, Nicky Smith, Dean James, Sarah Elliott, Robert Whittle, Angela Bunk. Now Sarah had not a pit lane start, it was worse than that. She stalled on the start line but got back out there, so Sarah is plugging away at it and sitting there currently in 10th place. That's still points for her. Never got any points yesterday. She crashed over in a pothole, so we're looking off into the distance there at the hairpin. Royd Walker-Holt's cut a track there, but the dice is all on for second place, and it's Nick Southerwood, and Nick Southerwood's closely followed by Doug Stockwell. Where do you think the pass is going to happen here, Bailey?
I'm not sure, but I'd say he doesn't want to push too hard because he's got chewed up wets, but I think it's going to be a really close race to the finish line, so we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Okay, we're going to go back to Gavin Veltmeyer in a second. We're just going to change microphones. Thank you, Bailey, and impressive to see you, and good luck for your race today. We might talk to you later, but right now, what's your plan of attack here? Who do you think's going to do the bizzo? Obviously, Royd Walker-Holt seems to be comfortable. We're coming across Lapper there. Royd's coming across one, just coming out the dipper. They are using blue flags, I believe, here. The blue flags indicate to the slower riders that there is someone coming up on you. The important thing is a back marker needs to hold their line.
Something's happened to Nick. He's just, is he slowed up, or was that actually Doug? Doug must have had a moment coming out of the dipper. He probably lit that back tyre up and scared himself a little bit, so maybe that second and third is going to open up and may not actually challenge towards the end of the race there, Spider.
So at the end of the race, I know Nick Southerwood's a bit of a fighter, but will he just sort of sit there and go, right, the white flag is out, so I'll just let him go, or do you think he's got something to come back at him with?
I spoke to Nick yesterday, and I think what he's going to do now is he's just going to be comfortable. He's just going to sit there and just finish that race in second. He says the SV's like a couch to ride, and he's just going to cruise, so there's no pressure on him now, because I think Doug's just scared himself, and I think Doug's going to actually, I think he dropped the ball, maybe, but anyway, still in third, but Neil Martin's closed right up on Doug, so yeah, it's going to be close to the finish, that's for sure.
Definitely. Still Royd Walker-Holt out in the front there. I can tell you who his sponsors are, but some bastard sold me program, so...
I can tell you that...
Who was it? Who was it?
Dookie helps him. Dookie Performance helps him.
No, I want to know who stole the program. Sorry,
I know.
Get back to the sponsors. Kerry Dookie Performance.
Dookie Performance and Drury Tyres, I believe, help out Royd. And
that's right, we were talking last night, and he has got good support by Drury Tyres up in Auckland, so looking out for that second, the battle for second.
Yeah, and Nick's still reasonably comfortable, but look at Neil Martin. He's having a real look at Doug Stockwell, so Doug better keep it tight for the last few corners, or else he's going to find himself in fourth.
These guys good mates off the track?
Oh, yeah. Everybody in this class are real good mates, and hey, these guys, they all live in Auckland, so, you know, they're used to battling at Hampton Downs and places like that, so...
Not all of them. Dean James is from local, but I know what you're talking about, that little wee grip. Here we go, the win for Royd Walker-Holt. The checkered flag's out there. He'll be stoked.
2 from 2 for Royd.
Coming through, Nick Southerwood, good solid points there for second spot, same as it was yesterday. And there it is, it's Neil Martin comes through in third after being fourth for so much of the race. Doug Stockwell has gone through there. We're looking out for the Man About Glass sponsored machine, Aaron Sherrell. Coming through there, no, number 96, that's a lapper. That's Angela Bunk there at the back end of the field, still upright, still enjoying herself, and big smile on her face. So here we go. What catchy that was. That indeed is Jordan Knowles comes through on Aaron Sherrill. Jordan Knowles comes through there, so that's Walker